The Rosemarine Theater sits in the heart of North Fort Worth, and it's one of the oldest theaters in the city, but you'll find little information about its history. NBC5's Deborah Ferguson reports a new documentary puts the spotlight on the theater's past and its place in Hispanic culture.
The Rosemarine Theater has stood on North Main Street in Fort Worth for almost 100 years. Stories told on its stage stretch back to the 1920s. But the story of the Rose itself has never really been told.
I realized that it wasn't necessarily a written history, at least not that I was able to find. I realized that it was an oral history from people just coming to the theater and sharing their beautiful stories. You didn't know you were going to be put to work already.
So Executive Director Kathy Hernandez hired 2 local filmmakers to tell the story. At first, it was just a job.
I was like, I'll just shoot it and we'll be done with it. But then she actually said, then I actually got involved, and when I saw the stories and I saw the feeling, I was like, okay, we got to continue.
It was a really interesting thing. It took us probably about 4 to 5 months to really figure out how to really put this whole thing together.
What they put together is a story of Hispanics trying to find an identity in a city not ready to accept them, and the theater that provided a haven of culture.
And it was the heyday of Mexican cinema.
It was exciting when they brought up movie stars and mariachis from Mexico.
Maria Felix, Dolores Del Rio, Jorge Negrete, Pedro Infante.
On the west side of Maine, the whites lived, and on the east side, eran los mexicanos.
It was racist. It was white on this side, Hispanic on this side.
They were not considered Mexicans at that time, and they were not considered Americans at that time. So they were a culture in between, and they had to develop their own sense of place, and that's pretty much what the documentary is about, the sense of place.
It's an important story that was in danger of being lost.
And in the new documentary, perhaps others will find their sense of place, too. Deborah Ferguson, NBC5, Fort Worth.
And there's a free screening of the documentary this Saturday night at 7:30. We've got more information on our website, NBC5i.com. Just click on the Spotlight blog.
Interesting.